So good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's pre-market analysis. Let's start. So Nifty chart in Monday time frame on election result day, we have witnessed a sideways to mild bullish market in the initial hours and in the final finishing off with a very good movement with a very big green candle. So with respect to all these levels and all these particular high, low and closing value, we have calculated the pivot point for this particular day and we will plot the support and resistance on the basis of that. So I'll change it to 1 day time frame. So initially we will start with Nifty 50 and for Nifty 50 the pivot line lies at 25,870,860. It is 25,863 exactly. Pivot point is at 25,860. With respect to this, we will plot three supports and resistance, and after that we will zone this out. So with respect to our pivot point for the day, the support one lies at 25,790. 25,790. Let's mark it at 790 only. You can consider 790, 800 level. So S2 will be at 25,660. 25,660 will be the S2 and S3 will be at 25,590. So with respect to the pivot line, these are the three support zones, S1 and S2 and S3. This is S3 and let's go move on to the resistance part. Resistance 1 lies at 25,986 to 986 the exact points, but we will consider 26,000 as a psychological level as well. And 26,000 will be the R1 and R2 will be at 26,100, 110 it will be. So R3 will be at 26,190, 200 we can mark. 26,200 will be the R3. So these are the three support and resistance level for the day with respect to previous market days closing high and low value. So we have considered the pivot point, and with respect to that we have made out our support 1, 2 and 3 and with same as in the resistance case also. So we will zone this out. We will quickly mark the pivot line. So if you see, we will see where it is closing now. 25,860 will be the pivot line, and you can clearly see that it is trading above. So the market closed above today's pivot line. So we'll mark the exactly same resistance only, but we will keep it 26,000 for the day. So R1. So resistance 1 we have marked, and with respect to this we will zone this out quickly. So R2 and R3 we consider as the uh, bullish zone. So our slight increase in the R2, 26,200 will be the R3. So this we can consider as the similar exactly to the previous day itself. Slight changes only for this. Support one is the 2790 only, and R1 is at 26,000. Slight changes. So this on part of the bearish side, we will mark it and explain. So 790, then R2 at 660, support 2. We have a broader bearish zone than previous days. So R3 also we will mark 590, it is exactly same only. So with respect to the pivot point, these are the zones which we have marked. So you can see here that the market is already trading or already closed above this particular pivot point for the day. So if this similar scenario is happening, like it is trading above this, it is sustaining above this particular level, then definitely this bullish continuation will be happening in the market. So you can put trade on the bullish direction itself. So first initial minutes, if any trade happening above this, if Nifty is above this particular pivot line with a higher volume, so volume can validate our direction. And if it is trading above this particular pivot point, I go for the bullish continuation itself in the market, which can reach up to the R1, where you can plan a trade for another bullish side to this particular bullish zone. So near to the previous highs which we have made recently, so near to the 26,100 level, our first R bullish zone starts at R2, which is the 26,110. So this can be considered. So volume can be kept aside as your volume can be keep with your particular trade on the directional. So continuation, bullish continuation will only be happening if we have a better volume in the market on that particular direction. So you can validate your direction with respect to the volume as well. So after R1, you should be like aware that either you should have a proper idea on the bullish continuation will be happening with respect to the volume only. So you can plan the trade according and you can utilize this level for a reversal or for a bullish continuation. On this particular level, any movement above this with a higher volume, then bullish continuation will be happening. So let's quickly move on to the Bank Nifty part. So the Bank Nifty pivot point lies at 58, 458. 400, it is at 58 386. We will mark it as, so let's mark it 386 only. 390 we will mark. And support 1 lies at 58 190, and support 2 lies at 57 980. 57 980, and support 3 lies at 57 780. So these are the three support zone, and R1 lies at 58 600 we can mark, and R2 lies at 58 800. 58 800 will be the R2, and R3 will be at 58 59,000. We can consider 59,000. So these are the three zones for Bank Nifty with respect to previous days high, low, and close. We calculated this particular pivot point line. Well, give me 1 second. Hello, hello. ആ ഉണ്ട് ഞാൻ ലൈവിലാണ്. ആ സൂം ലിങ്ക് കൊടുത്താൽ മതി. ദിവാർ ഇട്ടിട്ടുണ്ടല്ലോ. ആ അവനോടൊന്ന് വിളിച്ച് ചോദിച്ചാൽ മതി. ഞാൻ ലൈവ് എടുത്തോണ്ടിരിക്കും. ഇല്ലില്ല, സുരഭിയുടെ നമ്പർ എൻ്റെ ഇല്ല. അതിലും എനിക്ക് മെസ്സേജ് ഇടാൻ പറ്റൂല. ആ ഇന്നലെ ടീം ലിവിലോങ് വെൽത്തിൽ ദിവാർ ഇട്ടിട്ടുണ്ട്. ആ ഓക്കെ, ശരി. Sorry guys. So these are the levels for Bank Nifty with respect to the pivot point which we have calculated from previous days. So on 14th November, market closing high and low value, and we will zone this out. We don't have time for zoning this out. It is already 9/7. we'll check out the opening, pre-market opening as well. With respect to that, we will plot a plan for this. So I'll just mark the pivot line, which is at 58,390. Yesterday's slight changes only. You can see here 90 only. And on the R1 part, we have 58,600 as R1. 630 slight difference down towards 30 points down. So this will be the R1. So we can consider this. So we will quickly mark the S1 as well, which is at 58,190. It is. We mark it as red. So market is already trading above this particular pivot line for the day. And if it is sustaining above this with a higher volume on the upside direction, then definitely a bullish continuation will be happening in Bank Nifty. And Bank Nifty gave a good movement also in the previous market. Market after opening a very low from this day before the previous day. So definitely the bullish continuation will be happening if it is trading above this particular pivot line. So you can plan your trade accordingly, and you can trade up to R1 if it is opening anywhere near to this pivot line, or if it is opening above this particular level, then you can wait for a pullback to this level, or either you can plan a trade from this particular level of which is R1. Guys, hello. Huh. Parango. എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ഇന്നലെ ദിവാർ ലൈവിനും ക്ലാസ്സിനും വേണ്ടി ഒരു ലിങ്ക് ഷെയർ ചെയ്തായിരുന്നു. ആ ലിങ്കിലായിരുന്നു കയറേണ്ടത്. അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഈ ലിങ്ക് തന്നെ അവർക്ക് രണ്ടുപേർക്കും കൊടുത്താലും മതി. അതായിരിക്കും ബെറ്റർ ഇനി. ഓക്കെ, ശരി. We have a live trading happening in our with Hari itself. Hari himself is doing a live trading at 9:30. You guys can also join. I'll share you the link. That's why this much rush in the morning. So I'll quickly mark the Sensex and we will wind up the session. So as I said, any movement above the pivot line with respect to a higher volume in the market, then you can definitely go for that particular direction. So now we will mark the levels of Sensex. I'll delete this. I'll quickly mark for the levels. So Sensex, the pivot point, BP lies at 84,430. 84,430 will be the pivot point, and with respect to that, S1 will lies at 84,170 is S1, and S2 lies at 83,900. 83,900, and S3 lies at 83,650. So R1 is at 84,690. It is, we will mark it at 700 only. 84,700. We can mark the R1, and R2 is at 84,950. 950, and R3 is at 85,200. So these are the three support and resistance levels for Sensex with respect to the pivot point. So I'll mark the pivot point, which is at 84,450. Slight changes with respect to the if we consider Sensex. So R1 is at 84,700. It is lower than the previous D. So this is our R1. This is our pivot point PP, and we need high volume to validate this line. High volume is required. So it is already trading above this. If any movement happening above this, if it is sustaining above this particular pivot line, then definitely we can ride up to the R1, or you can plan trade from the R1 as keeping your pivot line as a support zone, and you can plan a trade from here as well with respect to the opening. So we will quickly see the pre-market where it is happening. So it is the market is opening near to our first R1 only. So either you can plan a trade by waiting for a pullback to this down, which can only happen if the volume, if there is an uncertainty in the market with respect to the direction, then only it will give a pullback. Or either you can plan a trade from this particular level after it give a proper break out to this level with a higher volume. Volume should be there, then only we can validate this particular movement, and you can ride up to the R2 and R3 zone with respect to that particular movement or the volume. Yeah, so you should definitely wait for the first initial 15 minutes, and we can have a quick look at the FIA data. Hmm. So if you see from the cash market, FIA it is following the similar pattern only. So for say for the records, FIA is continuously selling for the past 1 week, and similar to that, on Friday they ended up turning off nearly 5,000 crore from the cash market, and similarly DA added up to 8,000 crore. So we'll have a look at the FIA's FNO data as well on the basis of FNO. If we see. So it is net bearish only. On Friday also they have turned off a very good amount of cash from the FNO side as well. If you see that it is net bearish, so you should be very cautious with the opening, even if it is opening on the gap upside or slightly gap up. Only volume can validate the continuation, or either a pullback can happen to this particular pivot line or anywhere near this 800 or 850 level. So wait for that. You should have a proper risk management for this particular day, and I wish everyone a good day and a good trading day, and I will wind up for the day, and thank you guys, and thank you everyone. Hello, hello.